Good morning, ladies, gentlemen, and students. Welcome to our 12th annual American Indian Heritage Month ceremony at Halifax Community College. Halifax Community College is fortunate to have the Haliwa-Saponi tribe in our service region. On October the 29th, 2001, U.S. President Joseph Biden Jr. signed Proclamation number 10302 to recognize Native American Heritage Month in November. He called on Americans to commemorate the month with appropriate programs and activities to celebrate American Indians and declared November the 26th as Native American Heritage Day. The observance is meant as a day to pay tribute to American Indians in the United States. Halifax Community College was closed on November the 26th for the Thanksgiving holiday, so we are celebrating today. HCC is honored to have students, staff, faculty, and members of our governing board also be members of our Haliwa-Saponi tribe. Mrs. Brunella Delamore, member of the tribe and former chair of our Board of Trustees, and President Emeritus, Dr. Irvin V. Griffin Sr. and others were instrumental in establishing our American Indian Heritage Month ceremony 12 years ago, and we are happy to continue this ceremony 12 years later. President Michael Elam could not be with us today. In his stead, we will hear greetings from Dr. David Forrester, Vice President of Administrative Services at Halifax Community College, Reverend Michael Mills, a Halifax Community College Board of Trustee and member of the Haliwa-Saponi tribe, and Gary Redding, Chair of our Global and Diversity Committee here at Halifax Community College.
Thank you, Ms. Mack. Good morning. I'm happy to greet you this morning on the 12th Annual American Indian Heritage Month celebration. Dr. Michael Elam, the president of Halifax Community College, asked me to fill in for his stead today due to him having other obligations this morning. I appreciate the opportunity given by Dr. Elam to me to participate in today's program as I am of American Indian heritage, have lived in the Cherokee Reservation and the western part of the state, and my wife has worked on the reservation previously, and my son has attended tribal school there. So I'm very elated to be participating in the program this morning. Last year, COVID prevented us from having this annual celebration. This year, we were determined to make it happen, even if it's in a virtual manner. North Carolina's American Indian population totals more than 122,000, giving the state the largest American Indian population east of the Mississippi River and the 7th largest in the nation. 8 tribes, including the Coharie, the Eastern Band of the Cherokee Indians, Haliwa-Saponi, Meherrin, Occaneechi Band of the Saponi Nation, Saponi, and Waccamaw Siouan are indigenous to North Carolina and actively participate in local, state, and national affairs. 4 additional American Indian organizations, including the Cumberland County Association for Indian People, the Guilford Native American Association, the Metrolina Native American Association, and the Triangle Native American Association provide valuable assistance and services to American Indian citizens in urban population centers throughout the state. I hope you enjoy today's celebration, and next on our program is Reverend Mike Mills, trustee from Halifax Community College.
Thank you, Dr. Forrester. Good morning. I hope everyone is doing well. And on behalf of Dr. Michael Williams, Chairman of the Board of Trustees and the entire Board of Trustees, we thank you for joining in with us. I serve as Vice Chairman on the board as well, and I'm very honored to be on the Board of Trustees. But as Ms. Mack had said, I am also a proud member of the Haliwa-Saponi Indian tribe. And as a tribal member, I first of all want to thank the board and the entire Halifax Community College for making this happen for 12 years. I'm not aware that any other community college in the state of North Carolina offers a program such as this for American Indian Heritage Month. So that is a milestone in and of itself. And certainly we do have a significant number of American Indians in our service area. And in saying such, I think it's only just that we observe and we celebrate. So thank you for joining in. Maybe you're up and about your daily routine. Maybe you're at work already enjoying that second cup of coffee. But thank you for joining us and enjoy the rest of our program. Thank you so much, Mr. Reddy.
Good morning. On behalf of Halifax Community College, we welcome you to our 12th annual American Indian Heritage Month celebration. Halifax Community College is a place where learning comes to life in pursuit of excellence and where education is focused on you. Students here can reach their goals by learning a trade, earning a certificate, diploma, associate's degree, or transferring to a four-year college or university. Halifax Community College has been here for me as well as our community for 52 years. Thank you for attending today's celebration.
Thanks, Dr. Forrester, Reverend Mills, and Gary Redding. Next, we will have a musical video selection from Brooke Simpson titled Halifax.
It's that strong kind of love, hold you down kind of love. Rep my city, raising kitties, aging pretty, never drop your crown kind of love. Nah. I get it from my mama, and she get it from hers. Passing down the mantle, put the flame to the candle of them red bone girls. Springing up in the 252 like a tree that's planted by the water. I know exactly who I am because I am my mother's daughter. All day, every day, so tied to my tribe like all day, every day, Halifax, Halifax. Got my city on my back like a cape, no cap, like a cape, no cap, like a cape. If you want for it, from a wait and be when that, wait and be when that, Halifax, Halifax. History is because of me, indigenous and excellent. Carolina makes them a different way. Heart of gold and melanin. That same strong kind of love, hold you down kind of love. That watch the way you talk to me and my kind of love. Respect is earned, but with me you're required. Cause your license to loot on my land expired. Springing up in the 252 like a tree that's planted by the water. I know exactly who I am because I am a mother's daughter. All day, every day, so tied to my tribe like all day, every day, Halifax, Halifax. Got my city on my back like a cape, no cap, like a cape, no cap, like a cape. If you want for it, from a wait and be when that, wait and be when that, Halifax, Halifax.
Wow, what a great video by Brooke Simpson that pays tribute to her mother as well as the Haliwa-Saponi tribe. On June 14th, in June of 2014, The Haliwa-Saponi tribe of Hollister reached a milestone in its 49th year history. It elected Dr. Bruce Ogletree Richardson as its first female chief. Dr. Richardson graduated from the Haliwa Indian School in June 1961. She is also a graduate of Nash Community College and North Carolina Wesleyan College. She then went on to earn a master's degree, an educational specialist degree, and a doctorate. Dr. Richardson has been involved in numerous activities and conferences on the local, state, and national levels, including the White House Conference on Indian Children and the National Indian Education Conference in Alaska. She has also served on various leadership roles or in various leadership roles and has been the recipient of several awards. In addition, she played a role in the television documentary film, A Person, Myself, depicting Indian life in North Carolina. As a lifetime resident of the Haliwa-Saponi community, Dr. Richardson has worked to improve the educational opportunities in the community. In August 2000, the Haliwa Indian School, which had been closed in 1969, reopened as a tribal charter school, largely due to her efforts. Dr. Richardson is the daughter of the late Alan Randolph and Lily Hedgepeth Green, and is the middle child of 15 children. She and her husband, Dr. Joseph Oliver Richardson, have 3 sons and 5 grandchildren. She is a member of the Mount Bethel Baptist Church. Now, please welcome Dr. Richardson to give remarks. And after remarks, we will have a video presentation called The Powwow Experience, sharing details of the powwow.
First of all, I want to say good morning to everyone. It is indeed a pleasure and honor to be able to be here this morning. And prior to sharing with you a little information about our tribe, as I watched the video with Brooke, my mind went back to just a few days ago. I was watching Brooke do this song on Haliwa, and I was so amazed. It was with the White House Tribal Youth Forum. So again, Brooke has really, really put us on the map. As I began to speak to you this morning, I want to say thank you to Dr. Elam, Ms. Mack, members of the board, and especially Reverend Mike Mills and all others who might have played a role in giving me this chance to speak during our Indian Heritage celebration. As I thought of a few remarks that I wanted to make to you, I want to let you know I am truly grateful that we are holding this celebration. I especially want to thank, again, the leadership of this college, because as you have heard before, this is the only community college that we know of in which you have been helping us celebrate Indian Heritage Month for over 10 years. And I knew that as I was writing something to say, I knew that, well, I know it's been at least 10 years, but I hadn't thought about it being over 12 years. So again, I want to say thank you to this college. Through the work of this board, please know that you all have certainly been giving us some deserving recognition, not only to the Haliwa-Saponi Indian tribe, but to all of the other tribes throughout North Carolina and also throughout the United States. So I want to share with you some things that perhaps you have heard more than one time. But as I do this from time to time, I say I'm repeating some things because we believe that it's a good way for us to continue telling our stories and giving reminders to everyone that there was a time, and I will say this to you, I'm not a preacher, I'm not a biblical scholar, but I did have a chance to share some information with our church group yesterday. And when I started to think about what do I want to say to my own people, I thought of two books in the Bible, and that was Mark and John, where we have the reference to a man is without honor except in his own country, among his own kin. And I thought, back in the 50s, that's exactly where we were. But look at us today. We are getting recognition on the state level, on the national level. Finally, we no longer have to stand without honor and recognition in our own country. So, as you have heard, November is designated as Indian Heritage Month, and that is a time to honor and celebrate the contributions of our tribal citizens. And sharing events with you today about American Indian Heritage Month in the state of North Carolina, we are proud to note how our tribes are connected on the state and national levels. On the state level, as you've heard about all the different tribes, in North Carolina, it is noted as the home of the 8 state recognized tribes. And you've heard it's the Coharie, the Eastern Band of Cherokee, the Halifax, the Lumbee, the Meherrin, the Occaneechi Band of Saponi, of the Saponi Nation, the Saponi, and the Waccamaw-Siouans. It is also noted that the American Indians are the original inhabitants of North Carolina. We've lived here for over 12,000 years. And based on the 2020 census, our numbers have gone from over 122,000. We're now at over 130,000. And previously, North Carolina, we've always known North Carolina has the largest Indian population east of the Mississippi. And prior to the 2020 census, we were noted as the 8th largest. We were 8th in the population in the United States. In the 2020 census, now we're noted as having the 7th largest population. So as you've also heard, we're all connected, the 8 tribes and the 4 urban organizations. We're all connected through the North Carolina Commission of Indian Affairs. And the North Carolina Commission of Indian Affairs was established in 1971. One of the organizational meetings was held in Cherokee. And at that time, Chief W.R. Richardson, Mr. Herbert Richardson, and my husband, Joseph Richardson, were one of the attendees at that meeting to organize the commission. And I will say to you, as time passes on, we lose people. And I say that my husband, Joseph, is the last person living to help organize the Commission of Indian Affairs. But it is through the commission that we are connected and we are able to work on pieces of legislation for the General Assembly to pass on behalf of Indians in North Carolina. So we are proud that we're all connected that way. Another way that the Halifax Indian tribe, we're connected to other tribes. As I think about activities that we're able to participate in, one example is noted by the Honorable Governor Cooper here in North Carolina. On Friday, November 19th, we were all extended an invitation to meet with the governor at the governor's mansion. And to my surprise, this was by invitation only. So we had a limited number of people who could attend that event. But to my surprise, when I arrived at the mansion and we were told where to go as a group, we were invited to go into the dining room at the governor's mansion. And it was there that each of us as tribal leaders, we were able to share with the governor the needs of our tribal nation. So I was more than happy to be the spokesperson for the Halifax Indian tribe during that meeting. And in past years, there were times we have always known we're Indian, but at the same time, we could not have fathomed or imagined that we as tribal leaders would have been invited to sit down in the dining room in the governor's mansion to talk to the governor, along with members of his cabinet that included Dr. Mandy Cohen and several others who were there. We have witnessed several changes over the years. One other thing has been, we would see when there were other ethnic groups would have a month of celebration. For some reason, Native American or American Indians in North Carolina, there was absolutely no recognition on TV about us. And just recently, we're just elated to watch some of the channels, and which just the other day, I saw a list of all the tribes in North Carolina listed on that, in that advertisement about Indian Heritage Month. So it was like right away, I was just elated. Yay, there's Halifax. We are right there. So without our state recognition, we would certainly not have the opportunities that we have today. But I want you to know that when you heard of our powwow is held on April, usually the third weekend in April. And there's a reason for that. That powwow is held at that time because our tribe received state recognition on April 15th in 1965. So ever since then, we have been holding our powwow as close to the 15th of April as we possibly can. And most of the time, it's going to fall on the third weekend in April. But I also want to tell you that not only did we receive our state recognition at that time, our elders did not give up. They have been committed to, we deserve federal recognition. Our tribe started working on federal recognition in 1989. We submitted a petition to the Office of Federal Acknowledgement. And again, we received notice of what we needed to make corrections in. So we have been working on those since that time. But as of today, we are making great strides with working on our federal recognition efforts. Some of us have had the opportunity to go to Washington, D.C., to walk the halls on Capitol Hill, to sit down in the offices of some of our congressional leaders and talk to the staff about seeking their support for federal recognition for the Halifax Indian tribe. So just prior to closing, I do want to say this to you. As I've had the chance to say this when I've met with some hospital administrators, health department directors, and some other people, also when I had a chance to speak to the governor Friday before last, in closing, I wanted everyone to know that we have 2 Halifax members who put Halifax, Warren counties, the state of North Carolina, they really put us all in the spotlight, the national spotlight. On September 15th, Brooke Mills Simpson made it, as you know, on AGT. On September 16th, it's a bittersweet note, but that's the day that an arrest was made in the murder of Faith Hedgebeth. So again, I just want you to know that Haliwa-Saponi members we are here, we have been here, we are still here, and we are working on getting additional recognition for our people. So I want to say thank you to all of you for being here today. And thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to speak once again here for Indian Heritage Month. Thank you.
Mom has a story she shares with me that she said I kept tugging on her. I want a powwow dress. I want a powwow dress.
I grew up to be a singer, and later on I started dancing. Because I grew up with that powwow.
I remember going to powwows and dancing as a kid. And then as I got into my older teen years, I got really interested in the drum and singing.
I'm Nishnabeh from Manitoulin Island. My home reserve is Wikwemikong. When I was a teenager, I would go home to my reserve and see the dancing. Well, first, before I would see the dancing, we'd get into the parking lot and I could hear the drums. Just right away, it would engulf me. It would just take me. When I finally did have a dance outfit, I was clueless. I didn't know what dances were. And back in those days, there's only two kinds of dances. There was only traditional dance and fancy dance.
Men and women have their own styles of dance, their own categories, and it's all about balance. So although there's differences in the way they dance and even the songs that they might dance to, you know, there's still that holistic idea that, you know, we're all related.
Young people, they want to dance. Young women, they want to dance single, fancy, traditional. The boys, they want to dance traditional, fancy, grass. For anybody that wants to learn, go to a powwow and watch, listen.
It's open to anybody that wants to be a part. So it doesn't matter if you grew up around ceremonies or powwows, there's always lots of room in that circle. And we see people coming all the time. And it's beautiful to see that because powwows bring people together to celebrate life.
When a song comes, it doesn't come to our ears. The song enters our soul. The song enters our backbone. It enters our body. And when it comes in that way, it lifts us and it takes us.
That's how powerful that drum spirit is. It makes you move, makes you feel good.
The drum is important because it gives us a voice. It ties us into our ancestors who used to live this way before us, and it also connects us to our descendants that are yet to come.
The prophecy, the old man told me one time, that big drum, it's going to make it's going to make its full circle in this continent. Now we have singers in BC. We started in the prairies.
And powwow, it's something that was designed partly after the rodeo, so a grand entry.
Everybody has its own way of interpreting powwow. The way the ancestors told us, my elders, I heard them talk, that powwow was a very special blessing from the Creator through a vision. It wasn't created by man. It was through a vision. Showed them that way of life.
Now, like, I've raised my children this way with a powwow lifestyle. And now my grandchildren also, it's what we do. It's a life we live. And so, one's beading, one's sewing, one's designing, one's creating. My daughter last evening did a powwow fitness class at home under reserve. And my sister is a teacher and she does these sewing classes and teaching women in the community how to sew and put outfits together.
I really respect people that try hard, especially the new dancers, the new singers. At least our culture and our identity is strong. That's what makes us who we are. My old grandfather, he told my dad one time, he told him, your son needs to be educated, but you can't tell him nothing. You got to show him. You got to walk, and he'll follow. You'll show him the way. That was the most powerful element of teaching. Teaching a person is walking that, making that trail for that person.
If you want to be a singer, you can approach a singer that's been singing for a lot of time, that's put in the time around the drum, and approach that singer with tobacco and let them know that, you want to learn about the drum and about singing. And it's a big responsibility to be a singer, but it's also a very fulfilling one, very gratifying. It would be good to find a dancer that has been dancing for many years and approach him or her and ask maybe if they can give you any direction or ideas on how to go about making your own outfit, your own regalia. And then as time goes on, you'll become better and better as a dancer. And at some point, you'll be initiated into the powwow circle.
The essence of what started this was about permission to be us. And what is us? I can tell you what I am as a Anishinaabe, as Karen Fezeniganaguane from Manitoulin Island, but it's not the same story as my other dancer friend here or my other friend. Each of us bring our stories to this dance arena, why we dance.
When I dance powwow, I dance for those people, those young people that want that connection, that want that dance. So they can see me dance. And when I dance, then they watch. And I feel good. They'll feel my energy. When that energy hits them, it's easier for them to get into it. So that helps.
You find yourself through that drum, through putting on that outfit, dancing with those feathers, those bells. And once you find yourself, and then you're able to help people in a good way find themselves as well. You're able to help people that might be lost, you know, that are looking to find their way, to discover who they are. It all starts within yourself and discovering who you are as a person.
When I started dancing, it was a time that gave me permission to be me. Because all other times I had to be trying to be like a white person, learning English and being studious. So I credit powwow life with giving me a beautiful, rich life as a child and as a teenager. Powwow was about permission to be me.
Thank you, Chief Richardson, for your remarks. Primitively One Productions produced the video that was shared on the powwow experience. This year, we introduced an art and poetry competition for our students and our staff. We are happy to announce the winners. Will Chief Richardson, Trustee Michael Mills, and Dr. Forrester join me at the side of the podium as we prepare for the award presentation. Each awardee will receive a certificate and they will also receive a cash prize. We have one second place winner. That winner will receive $75 and our first place winners will receive $100. For our HCC student category for poetry, our second place winner is Deshanae Purnell, a Roanoke Rapids early college student. Will you come forward to receive your certificate and your cash prize? Our first place winner is Jocelyn Smith, a Roanoke Rapids early college student. In the art category for students, our first place winner is William Altamirano, and he is not present with us, but we will make sure he gets it at a later time. In our art category, the first place winner is Caroline Harris. She's our IT director here at Halifax Community College. She could not be with us today, and we'll make sure she get it at a later time. Our first place winner for the poetry contest is Mr. Robert Lynch, who also works in our IT department. Will you come forward to receive your certificate and your cash prize? Congratulations to all the winners. We did not put any instructions that the winners will have to read their poems. So we did not want to put them through that if they're not people who enjoy being at the mic. But we appreciate everyone for their participation, and we look forward to hopefully being able to do it again next year. The presenters can take their seats now. Thank you for your assistance. The third weekend of April every year is the Halifax Powwow. This year, Ms. Baroon and the tribal dancers were unable to join us due to COVID. They have truly been missed today, and we miss their presence at our ceremony. However, there is another opportunity to see the Halifax tribal dancers, which is at their annual powwow, which takes place the third weekend in April. Please look to the screen now to be able to watch their promotional video.
Centuries ago, Europeans landed in America and explored the New World. They wrote of a majestic, simple people. But history books can be dull. Start your own expedition and discover the beauty and culture of the Halifax people. Join us on the third weekend in April for the Halifax Powwow.
What a beautiful video. I hope all of you will also have an opportunity to join them at their powwow in April. The Halifax tribe hosts over 2,000 people each year for their powwow, which makes their powwow one of the largest in the state of North Carolina. Next, we will have closing remarks from Reverend Michael Mills.
Thank you, Ms. Mack. What a day this has been. And again, I give thanks to the board chairman of the Halifax Community College Board of Trustees, Dr. Michael Williams, and certainly to the college president, Dr. Michael Elam. We just thank you for recognizing American Indian Heritage Month. And as Chief Richardson said, we are still here. And we're glad to live in a county, a community that recognizes that fact. So whoever you are and whatever ethnic group that you're from, be proud of who you are. Be proud of who the Creator made you to be. This is our time. This is American Indian Heritage Month. Thank you so much for joining us today. And thanks again, a special thanks to Ms. Mack. Thank you.
This concludes this semester of cultural arts activities. We will be back in our new year with many more. This concludes our 12th annual American Indian Heritage Ceremony today. We thank all of you for attending, and we hope to have this program again next year, but in person. But thank you for those that were able to attend virtually. Have a good morning.
Save up to 80% during Cyber Week at Sweetwater. Now through December 7th, shop huge savings and exclusive online deals you just can't miss. Save big on the Shure SM7B microphone, now only $359. That's